Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. Knitting Turnpike, my name is Gina Pike. I'm so happy that you're here. Today we're going to be doing another tag video. I was tagged by Crystal, the Yarny Chicken, and Crazy Cat Lady. I wanted to get your name just right. I'll link her channel below. She asked me to talk about 10 non-yarny things that have happened in my life that you guys might not know about me, and I'm taking her up on the challenge. So thank you, Crystal, for tagging me. I went looking for who started this tag on this non-yarny things, and I can't find it right this second, but if I find it, I will link it in the description box below. Forgive me for not mentioning you here, but I will put you in the description box below. I just couldn't find it readily quickly while I'm right in the middle of filming. All right, let's get into it. 10 non-yarny things about me, and this is just anything. So here we go, a blast to the past. I think you guys know this. I probably have mentioned it, but I am a huge animal lover. Huge. Now, we do not have any pets at this time, but I've had dogs growing up all of my life. I'm a big dog person. Growing up, my mom had poodles. Love every one of them. I have memories of every one of them. I did have a Lhasa Apso one time named Coco. I loved him. He would jump rope with me when I was like really young girl. And my latest dog we had was probably my favorite. He was my baby. He was a full-blooded Havanese and was amazing. We lost him in 2013 and miss him every day still. And we talk about maybe getting another dog, but someday. But we still had to go through the grieving process because he was just amazing, and it was really hard when we lost him. And he had been sick, so we had to go through that. And maybe one day soon we will be showing you a puppy that we have. The second non-yarny thing about me is, I think some of you guys may know this, but that I did go to college. I am a microbiologist by training. I have worked in several different industries. I worked in pharmaceuticals. I've worked in medical devices. My boss and I were a team that worked on the sterilization of the Dermabond glue that closes wounds. It's used in place of stitches for surgeries. That was actually bought by Johnson & Johnson. I worked at Closure Medical Corporation, who was acquired by Johnson & Johnson. And we created that and developed that and validated that. And I worked a lot in microbiology, validations and sterilization. Very much a nerd, science, math type person. So that's what I like. That's what I studied in school. Some of you may know this, but I have celiac disease. I also have the skin disorder that goes along with celiac disease. Celiac disease affects your small intestine. But I also have the skin disorder, which is called dermatitis herpetiformis, which causes, if you ingest any form of glutens, which are wheat, rye, oats, barley, it causes me to have a violent internal reaction. I have an immune response. I get fevers. I get all kinds of weird reactions that I won't go into, but I also have the skin stuff as well, where I'll break out in these sores that are very itchy, and sometimes you can't even control yourself. You'll scratch yourself in your sleep. So I have a lot of scars on my arms. That's kind of why I wear a lot of longer sleeves, and I don't like to really have a lot of sleeveless stuff, because growing up I would scratch my arms and the doctors would say it would be I just have sensitivity to soaps or perfumes, but it was not that. We kept everything clean, and my mom worked very hard to keep that controlled but I still had the issue, and stress would make it worse, when you go through school, tests, school, college, and, my arms would just be all raw from the stress and I didn't know that eating gluten caused that either. So I have the skin disorder and the intestinal disorder as well. And to make it even worse is when I eat things that have soy in them as well, I have the same reaction. So I can't eat things with wheat, rye, oats, barley, or any type of soy or soy derivatives. So it's hard for me to find things to eat, especially processed foods. Like if it's fresh, I can do vegetables and fruits and stuff, but grabbing something off the shelf already made, it has a lot of preservatives or things in there that are harder for me to handle sometimes. Even like soy lecithin, that would even give me a reaction. I mean, I'm so sensitive. One time my husband, this was a while back when I was still testing things and saying, I probably can take a bite of something. It's been a few years. I mean, I've known I've had this disease since 2005. So I've been living this lifestyle for a while. But one day he had these donuts and they looked amazing. And it had been so long. I was like, one little bite is not going to damage my small intestine, right? So he gives me just this itty bitty bite. I mean, it was probably like that big of his donut, just like so small, right? So I eat it, and I started throwing up, and I was violently throwing up. I mean, there was nothing left to throw up, and I was still violently throwing up for 2 hours. That's how sensitive I am to glutens. So it can be a pretty weird disease if you have it. And I have all the empathy and sympathy and totally know what you're going through if you do have this disease. When I was a small kid, my favorite thing to eat would be salsa. I would like to eat it with a spoon, like so much that I would just be like, I like hot, spicy foods. And my mom said when I was just like a baby, I just eat it and I would start crying, but I loved it. My mouth would be on fire, but I just loved that. And so that was one of my favorite things to eat as a baby. As far as places I would like to visit, I've always wanted to go to Australia and New Zealand. I can't do their accent. My husband always laughs when I try to talk like them, so I won't do that here. But I think the country is beautiful, and I would just love to go visit someday. And let's see. I kind of grew up in a nursing home. My mom was a nursing home administrator, and so she was always working there. And I, if something happened to me, if I had to get out of school early because I wasn't feeling well, I would go to the nursing home, and they would just let me lay down on a bed in one of the rooms. So I had a lot of old people that were my friends growing up. My first jobs were working at the nursing home. Some of them, I worked in the kitchen. I did housekeeping, and I even worked in the laundry at the nursing home. And also, one of my first jobs was when I was about 10, 11. My parents owned a convenience store, and I worked at the convenience store, like your local 7-Eleven. And I worked there by myself. And a lot of people would come in and be like, "You're here by yourself?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I also had my dog with me, my little poodle, behind the counter. And what would be so funny is that our vet would also come in to the store because he lived around there. And he would come in and he'd be like, "Hey, Gina, how you doing?" And my dog would be asleep over here behind the counter. And he would hear our vet's voice. And as soon as he'd hear our vet's voice, he'd be like, "Arr." It was so funny. And our vet would be like, "Hey, Rocky." Yeah, because he didn't like the vet. So it was funny. Let's see. When I was in college, I was very active in the Baptist Student Union on campus. And one summer, I was a camp counselor. I was a missionary. I volunteered for mission work that summer. And I thought I was going to get to do something like go somewhere cool, you know, somewhere exotic like the Philippines or something. And not that this isn't cool, but I got to go to Louisiana. And I live in Texas. I got to go all over Louisiana that summer, and I got to do camps for young girls and stuff. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But I did that one summer. But I thought I was going to get to go to like the Philippines or Australia or something, but I didn't. I got to go to Louisiana, which I'd already been to Louisiana before because I was going to college in Louisiana at the time. So that didn't work out for me, but it was still a lot of fun for me to do. I did not number these. Let's see. Oh, here's another interesting fun fact. You guys know Matthew McConaughey? He's from my hometown. He went to the other high school. We had two big major high schools in the town I grew up in, and he went to the other high school. I went to one high school, so I never did cross paths with him, but I did grow up in the same town he did. Let's see. I think I've done 10 things. I should have said them in order and number, but that's 10 things. I know I put them down in order. So there they are. I hope you found them interesting. Please, please, please. I like to always open this up. I love to learn new things about my YouTube family. So I am going to tag some people that are creators, but you guys know I always want to learn more about you. So please feel free to answer these questions down in the comments below. It's not really questions. You just got to tell me some non-yarny things about yourself. This was 10, but you know, just however many you want to share with me. Share with us things that you're comfortable sharing. We want to know more about you. And I find them very interesting and fascinating. Everybody has a life outside of the yarn and the yarn world and knitting, and you know, some people have done some very interesting things. So feel free to share those with us. Also, I'm supposed to tag some people, so I'll tag some people. I'd like to try to tag people that I've not tagged before. Let's see. I'm going to tag Kelly with Kelly's Crochet Adventures. I'm going to tag Erica, the Lopsided Crafter. I know I tagged her on the last video, but she said she could do both of these, so I'm going to tag her again. Also, there is a new channel I'd like to go ahead and tag as well. Melissa with Melissa's Knit and Crochet Spot. I just met her recently in chat, and I'd like to hear a little bit more about her and know a little bit more about her. So I'm going to tag you as well, Melissa, for this tag. I'm going to tag Leanne with Crocheting with Leanne. I know that she had said she had time to do this, and I'm excited to learn more about her and non-yarny things about her. Let's see. I'm going to tag Sarah of Sarah's Little Corner of the Crochet World. I'm going to tag Pat of Sparkle's Hope Chest. And the last person I'm going to tag is Chandra of Chandra Gentle with a Smiley. I would love to hear all you guys' answer to all of these questions. And, you know, I've met a lot of you in the chats, and I just want to get to know more about you. I think everybody would find them very interesting. So if you have time, we would love to see you do a video. If you don't have time, I totally understand. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. No big deal. Another time, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, whenever this video is posting. Again, thank you from my heart for being here with me. If you're new, if you like talking about this kind of stuff, we would love to have you join our family here. Hit that subscribe button and join us, and let us get to know you a little bit better. Answer these questions down below. And again, thank you. I will catch all of you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. See you soon.